Hello people on the internet, my name is Vidisha and welcome to my journey for the love of plants. Today I wanted to talk to you about a few things that I use for maintaining my house plants. So the first thing I use is this neem oil. Now I have been using this neem oil for quite a long time, and this I have used as preventative measures on my plants. I used for treating my plants after they have been attacked by some pests like mealybugs, spider mites, aphids. I have had problems with these. I have also had problems with root mealybugs, but in that case I have just chopped up the roots. I have not treated them with neem oil. I don't know if neem oil works on them, but what I do is I take about 1 ml of this neem oil and a bit of dishwashing soap, like 2 drops maybe, in 1 liter of water, and I just take it in a spray bottle and I spray on all the plants. I do this as a preventative measure after every 15 days maybe. Even if I forget to fertilize my plants, I always remember to use preventative measure on my plants, because it is difficult to save a plant after, not difficult actually, but I think it's a more work to save a plant and work on a plant after it gets attacked by some pests. Now I will never say that all my plants are doing great and none of them have any pests. That would be totally a lie, because I think most of the time some or the other plant is suffering from a pest, whether it's mealybugs or spider mites or aphids. I thought that spider mites do not attack plants when the humidity is high. The humidity here is most of the year is around 90%, but my calatheas always get attacked by spider mites. I don't know who said that, where did I read it, but I read it somewhere, or I heard in a video maybe, that spider mites do not attack your plants if the humidity is high. It doesn't work here. So what I do is, if I try to see the newest leaf on the plant. If I see that the newest leaf has some bite marks or some white cobwebs, little cobwebs, or those are usually aphids or spider mites, and then mealybugs, we all know those white little suckers. So those, if I locate those, then I take this and I spray them on the leaves. What I also do is, I take that solution that I prepare and I spray it on a cloth like this, and then I wipe clean all the leaves, and I also try to clean the stem and the petioles of the leaves, and I leave that plant separated from other plants for about 15 days. And in those 15 days, every other day or every day, I try to spray it with this neem oil. And maybe at times I am not here at home to treat them every day, so I keep them separated and I try to chop up all the leaves. I know everyone doesn't like that, but at times I just take away the leaves, the foliage, I reduce the foliage, so that there are less leaves or less foliage to work with and less pests. I think it is more important for me to save the plant, and the foliage will grow back. So I just prefer wiping them down and treating them vigorously for the next 15 days. And once I see that it is doing fine, maybe at times if they are in soil, I'll just clean the top layer of the soil also, because they will lay eggs. They will lay eggs on the top layer of the soil, so I clean that also and I change with fresh soil. That is one thing I do to manage my pests. I'm sure since last year everyone has a bottle of this in their home. This is a sanitizer, hand sanitizer actually, 80% rubbing alcohol. So I use this to treat pests as well on my plants. What I do is, I take this, at times if the plant has thick foliage, I just spray it directly on the plant leaves if I see a pest and if I am angry at it, so I just spray it directly. And at times I get the leaves burned, but I get so angry that, you know, I'm trying to do my level best and it's not working. I'm sure all of us who have plants, we go through these phases. But ideally what you can do is you can take this sanitizer or rubbing alcohol, and you can just mix it with 50% water and 50% rubbing alcohol and spray on the plants where you see mealybugs or spider mites. Especially for spider mites, I've seen it works really well. The next product I want to talk to you about are these antibacterial and antifungal sprays that I use. These are again from the same company, Liebig's, and I have been using them for many years, mainly because they are eco-friendly company and they make products that are organic. This spray will not harm other insects. These sprays will not harm bees or butterflies and that kind of thing. So that is quite important for me, because I keep the windows open of my room, and I also keep the plants in the balcony, which is quite open, and I have butterflies and bees coming in all the time. So I do not want to harm them. We don't. So that is why it is important that we use these products quite responsibly, and I prefer using these eco-friendly products. I use them interchangeably. One is antibacterial, one is antifungal. So maybe once a month I spray on the foliage, once antifungal spray and once antibacterial spray. This is important because the humidity here is quite high, and if you are maintaining tropical plants even indoors and you are maintaining a certain level of humidity, at times you will notice those spots on your leaves. At times in Hoyas I have noticed that the back side of the leaves have those spots, where you will understand that you have some fungal issues. At times the plant fights on its own, and the next leaf that gives out is fine, it does fine. But if it is not doing so and the plant you think needs a bit of help, then you can use these products for treating bacterial issues and fungal issues, or you can use them like I use them as preventative measures. The next item I want to talk to you about is this liquid seaweed fertilizer. I have been using this for about a year now, and I used to use that powder seaweed fertilizer that you had to mix in water and then apply, but I find this one makes life easier, so I am sticking with this. So what I do is I take only 1 drop of this in my 1 liter water jug, and I water all my plants. I do not add 1 ml because I add this a tiny bit, like 1 drop, every time I water my plants. So I do not want to over fertilize all my plants, so I add only a tiny bit every time I water. I do this because I have more than 250 plants, and at times I cannot keep track of which plants I have fertilized and which plants I have not fertilized, because I do not need to water all my plants all the time. I have some plants in passive hydroponics or semi hydroponics. I have made a video of that. I have to make a video of its fertilizers. I'll do that shortly someday. Now for them I use a different fertilizer, but other plants I use this, and I think this works quite well. There is another fertilizer that I use, which is in a different box now. I have thrown away the packet. This fertilizer is NPK 19-19-19, and I use it in the beginning of spring once on all my plants, and again during when it is late summer, that time I use it once on all my plants. I take half teaspoon of this and I mix it in 1 liter of water, and I water all my plants with it. I also use the seaweed fertilizer to spray on the foliage of my plants. Now what I do is I spray them every 15 days or 20 days, like I have this schedule of spraying either with pesticide 1 week on a Sunday, and then antibacterial on another Sunday, and antifungal on another Sunday, and fertilizer on another Sunday. So this is how my month goes. Every Sunday I work like this. So and that way I do spray fertilizer on the foliage of the plants also. The next product that I use is this product Sudha Shusham from Liebix, again that eco-friendly organic company. I have been using this for many months, and this packet I have finished recently. I need to purchase again. This one again is a mixture of vermicompost, bone meal, leather meal and humic acid. It enriches your soil. So whenever I am preparing my soil mix, I add a handful of this into the soil. Like I add other soil substrates or soil amendments when I am planting. So I use this essentially in all the plants that I have in soil. This keeps the soil mix nutrient rich, and it helps in plant growth a lot. The next product I want to talk about is Epsom salt or hydrated magnesium sulfate. This is quite a controversial product because this is something which people say does not actually have any benefits on plants. But while growing up, I have always seen people using it at my home, and I think it works. So this, I add a tablespoon of this in 1 liter of water, and then I spray on the foliage. This I try to do whenever I remember, maybe once a month or once in 2 months. What this does is, if you add it in soil, a tiny bit of this in the soil, or if you add it in the water while you are watering the plant, especially if you have propagated a plant in water and the plant has water roots, now you put that plant in soil, often we see that it doesn't live, it dies. I find that Epsom salt helps if I add a bit of Epsom salt in the soil mix. This helps the roots to absorb nutrients from the soil better, and it also helps the roots to take in nitrogen, and helps the plant to create more chlorophyll, and that helps the plant in survival. So these are the few products that I wanted to talk to you about today. If you have any questions regarding these products, comment down below, or if you have recommendations of any other products that you really like, please comment down below and let me know. I will leave the link of these products in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, and you can go and check out my Instagram account. I will leave the link in the description box below. See you in the next video. Bye.